Welcome, welcome every one of us. Welcome to Leveler T Consulting Limited. Leveler is a construction and consulting firm, and we carry out operations in construction and, of course, in consulting, development of human capacity. Leveler represents competence, Leveler represents speed. Leveler is also leveraging on the global standard of practice. So I want to welcome each and every one of us who are joining us today. It is a beginning of an era. It is a beginning of a new dispensation. My name is Young Solomon Godwin, and I have a background in architecture. My career has spanned through many industries: litigation, building construction, human capacity development, and of course, humanitarian work. And on this, I have worked with several organizations, well-known organizations. I talk about the construction. I've worked with Urban Shelter. They are a construction development company in Abuja. And of course, they also exist in some other states in the country. And I've also worked with International Organization for Migration, that's IOM. But with Urban Shelter Limited, I was able to carry out three different projects: Bellevue Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3 of condominium construction, Life Camp, Jabi. And with International Organization for Migration, I was able to carry out ESK Type 2 shelter construction in Benue State, precisely in Agan local government, and of course in Bajinda. Then I went all the way to Dikwa to also deliver this same project. Dikwa is a local government in Borno State. I have led discussion in project management for the past 4 years. If I want to put it on an average, I would say maybe I've had 30 sessions so far when it comes to project management. And by the grace of God, I want to begin with saying this will be my 31st session when it comes to project management discussion. In our team on Leveler Consulting and Construction, I also have a facilitator, a project manager. She's based in South Africa, Johannesburg. She's presently in this meeting as we speak. She has been on several projects as well, and she has also been in the humanitarian sector. So she will be coming in at some point to share with us some of her experiences, and this time around in a different environment, and how she has been able to manage all of these projects. In our team at Leveler C Consulting Limited, we also have Mr. Timmy. He's the CEO of Divine Grace Technology. He will lead your discussion when it comes to data analytics, and that begins today. Then, of course, we have Mr. Ferdinand Dozier. He's a market strategist. He will also lead your discussion when it comes to digital marketing. And of course, we have Engineer Tokwe, well experienced in the field of construction and health safety and environment practice for over a decade. He will also be leading the discussion in health safety and environment level 1 and 2. We also have Mr. Eric, a business analyst and a practitioner. He's going to lead your discussion when it comes to entrepreneurship and business planning processes. And then we have Mrs. Esther, a practicing virtual assistant to so many organizations presently as we speak. She's going to be leading your discussion when it comes to virtual assistant. Then, of course, for customer service and public speaking and presentation, you will be seeing my face again. How will your program run with Leveler Construction Limited? Okay, I think some people are still having difficulties in joining the session. Yes, let me see. Okay, just a moment. Okay, guys, just a moment. All right. So I believe I have been able to solve that. Yes, I'm still going to come back to each and every one of us. I just want to run through the introduction. How will your program run with Leveler? Yes. So duration of each of your courses is for 4 weeks. So every 4 weeks, we focus on 3 courses per weekend. But we have done a little review, so we'll now be focusing on 4 courses per month, 4 courses per weekend. One of those courses is going to be on self-led. I'm going to be introducing that later, immediately we are done with our training on how it's going to go. So we'll focus on 4 courses every month, meaning that every weekend we'll be having 4 courses. But these 4 courses, 3 of them will be for 4 weeks. That self-led will be for 6 weeks because we also need to give you ample time for you to be able to go through the material. You understand? Now, how will your course run? The ones that will be that will run that is not that is instructor led is going to be 3 of them, and those 3 of them will run for 4 weeks. Now we are starting with project management. We'll be looking at data analysis after project management. Then, of course, digital marketing tomorrow, Sunday. So project management will take 4 to 5 weeks for us to wrap up because of how we are going to be having our discussion. Data analytics is going to be taking you 3 hours and 3 sessions. That means 3 contacts. In 3 weeks, you will be done with your data analytics. And of course, digital marketing will also take 3 Sundays. You understand? Which after you will now go for your assessment. So project management discussion starts at 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Apologies that we started a little bit late. Yes, data analysis will come in by 9 a.m. and will end somewhere about 12 p.m. And on Sunday, digital marketing would kickstart. If there is going to be any rescheduling of any of these courses, is going to be communicated in the platform. Of course, all assessments are taken on the portal. Many of us register through the website, not so? Yes, all our assessments are taken on the portal. So when it is time for your assessment, you go to your dashboard, you will see it that you need to take your assessment. We'll guide you on that. Now, all of the assessments are multiple choice questions, meaning if you are running project management, for example, when it is time for your assessment, it's going to be CBT based for all of the courses, except for data analysis and public speaking. Except for data analysis and public speaking. Now, data analysis, public speaking, what it means is that it's a practical course. So what it means is that you need to carry out a certain project, a certain task. When you are now done with that task, you will now go to your dashboard, you will now upload it. Then you upload it for review. And that is how it is going to be for data analysis and public speaking. Then if you miss any class, you don't need to worry. As we speak presently, this class is being recorded. When we are done with the class, we'll now publish it on the platform. Just in case you miss the class, you can always come back and catch up with what we have done. Attendance is very, very important. Presently, we have one person in our physical venue. Attendance is very, very important. So those of us who have joined virtually, what you are expected to do right now is for you to go to the chat box and type in your name as part of your attendance. So you type in your name. Once we see your name, we know that, okay, fine, you were part of the class this morning. So when you attend the class, you need to just go through to the chat box and you type your name. Now, if you are listening to me, like I rightly mentioned, those of us who may be listening to the recordings, this will have been published on the YouTube. So if you are listening on the YouTube, so please just go to the comment section and type in your name, just your name. You type in your name, and that will mark as your attendance if you are joining us via the YouTube session. Now, we have just simple ground rules. The ground rules is very simple. When you come in, into the class, what you want to do is you want to put your camera off. You want to put your mic muted. The simple reason is so that when you put your camera on, we may begin to get distracted. We'll be seeing your fine face, your beautiful faces. And some of us who are single, who are looking for marriage mates, we will now forget the project management class we came for. And I will now begin to scan through, okay, who find here, who have you married? You understand? The main goal, the main objective of our training is for you to come and get the project management knowledge. So not for you to be looking for who is fine and who is not fine. You understand? And we are not saying that don't shoot your shot. Why not? You can shoot your shot, but let it be after the class. Let it be that we have achieved the main goal before you begin to shoot your shot. You understand? Again, you need to put your mic off. And the reason why you need to do that is because, like I rightly mentioned, the class is being recorded, and we will not want those who are joining the class later, those who are taking the training on self-led, to be hearing a lot of noise behind, and that will be causing a lot of noise, and they will not be able to enjoy their class. So the recording is very important. And even for you too, you may just want to go back and say, okay, what did we even discuss today? Let me even go back and check. But you begin to hear noise, you will not be so happy. So I welcome you all to Leveler Consulting Limited. I will lead the discussion when it comes to project management. I will be the one to lead the discussion, and that will be it. So let me just quickly welcome those of us who have joined us. Let me go by calling names. Yes, let me go by calling names to welcome each and every one of us. Yes, thank you very much. The attendants are already coming in. Yes, so let me just quickly go by acknowledging those who have joined us this morning. Yes, so we have Chuku. Chuku is in the house. We have Adebayo. We have Arinde. We have Gabriela. We have Mayowa. We have Philippia. We have Blessing. We have Esther. We have Mr. Kelechi. We have Uzoma. We have Jock in the building. Who else have I not called? Who else have I not called? Yes. So I think every one of us here, I've been able to do justice. If I didn't call your name, apologies. I'm still going to refer to you. So we are going to be using PMI standard. Yes, that's what we are going to be using for our project management discussion. In our two classes, if we say we want to do what we call project management alone, just two classes, just give me 4 hours, we'll be done with project management. But what we are going to be doing is project management professional. We are using the PMI standard. We are using PMBOK, project management body of knowledge. That's what we are using. And because of that, it's going to be taking us 5 weeks for us to discuss project management alone. But if you say, let's just discuss project management and go away, give me 4 hours, we'll be done. You understand? So for us to begin our discussion, what we are looking at, we are going to be looking at global standard practice. We are going to be using the PMI as standard of discussion. So let us begin. Yes, I want to ask us, why are you here? Yes. What's your name, sir? Miracle. Okay, you are Miracle. Why are you here this morning? 7 a.m. in the morning, when you should have been sleeping in your bed, relaxing, thinking of how you want to wake up by 9 a.m. or maybe by 10 before you start doing anything. Yes. So the question will now boil down to the heart. What will make you to leave your sleep on Saturday morning after you have stressed for the whole week to join a class by 7 a.m.? So what is the motivation? Why are you here? Yes. Why are you here? All right, to improve yourself and learn your skills. Those of us on Google Meet, please go to the chat box. Let me know, why are you here? What is the motivation behind the fact that you are here this morning? Go to the chat box. Hey, it's another session. It's a two-way discussion. We are going to be interacting. That's how learning is done. You understand? So please go to the chat box and tell me the reason why you have abandoned your sleep by 7 a.m. this morning to be in this meeting. Why are you here? Yes. I'm in the chat box. Why are you here? Why are you here? Miracle, who is presently in the venue, has said to improve himself, to improve his skills. So please, I want to ask us, why are you here? Yes. So Theophilus, why are you here? Glory Abiodun, why are you here? Zachariah John Mayowa, why are you here? Why did you abandon your sleep this morning to join this class? Ephraim Gabriela, why are you here? David, why are you here? Lawan, why are you here? Okay, if you put your own, it will echo. Yes. So please let me know. Yes. Nweze said for development and professional development, for personal and professional development. Thank you very much. Yes. Please, it's a two-way discussion. It's an adult session. We are going to be engaging all through, please. So when we ask a question, we expect a feedback. We expect a feedback. So please go ahead. Why are you here? Why are you here, please? Esther, why are you here? Blessing, why are you here? Yes, Esther Okeke said to gain more knowledge and self-development. Yes. Why are you here? Why are you here? Yes. Adebayo Glory, why are you here? Please, it's an adult session, it's a two-way discussion. Yes, it is not just about the facilitator. We need to engage each other. If you are not comfortable with typing, you can just indicate by raising your hands, and I will call you. Then you can unmute your mic, and you tell us why you are here. Gabriela says to improve my skills. Theophilus says to develop myself to the upgraded world techniques. Salvation, okay, Salvation just sent in her name. Yeah, Kelechi is saying for personal development, acquisition of more skills to help out in any organization or firm or even my own establishment. Beautiful. Why are you here? What is the motivation behind you joining this class this morning? What's your motivation? Why did you leave your sleep to join this class 7 a.m. this morning? Yes. Why are you here? Yes. Why are you here? It's a two-way communication. So I'll be waiting for some of us who have not engaged. I will be waiting for our answers. So I encourage every one of us to ask questions. It is very important to ask questions. Yes, although we want to do it in an organized manner, so you may just want to write it down. So we encourage you to have a pen and paper just beside you, so that at any point in time when the opportunity is given, you can ask your question. You understand? A young woman, background, architecture. She applied for a job in a bank. She has gone through the first interview. She has gone through the second interview. And now she has scaled through to the last interview. And the people, the panelists, when she walked in, they asked her just one question. Why do you want to work for our bank? Do you know the answer she gave? She said she wants to work for the bank so that she can make money and travel abroad for her masters. That was her response. So I want to ask you, Miracle, if you were part of the members sitting on that table, where you are you going to give her the job? Those of us online, yes. If you were in that panel, are you going to give this young woman who has scaled through first interview, second interview, and the third interview, the only question that was asked was, why do you want to work for our bank? And her response was that she wants to work for the bank so that she can gather money and travel abroad for her masters. So I asked, if you were in that panel, Are you going to give her the job? Please use the chat box. Tell us, are you going to give her the job or not? And your reasons. So I've gotten some response. Rabi says, I'm here for this lecture to acquire practical management skills that will help me plan, organize, and manage tasks and projects more efficiently in my career. Salvation say career growth. Abiodun say for personal development. I am here for my career growth. Beautiful. So I want to ask that question again. So are you going to give her the job? Miracle has said, no, I'm not going to give her the job. So tell us, why are you not going to give her that job?
Because if I'm employing somebody, the person has to bring benefits to my company. And then what she has said is not bringing benefits to my company just to her alone. So to look as if she's being self.
Beautiful. So Miracle is saying that when he engages anybody into his organization, it's expected that that person that is coming into his organization will bring in value, right? Now, her response is not indicating that she's going to give in value. Her response is indicating that she's selfish. She just wants to get money and travel abroad. Yes, like I rightly mentioned, our co-facilitator is in the building. Lontina is here. She has also dropped a comment. I applaud the lady for honesty, but I wouldn't hire her because she doesn't seem committed to the role. I think Madam Lontina is also agreeing with Miracle. So I'm still expecting more response. Yes. Are you going to give her the job or not? I'm still expecting more response. Yes, more response. Remember, we have said it's an adult session. It's a two-way discussion. Yes. So please, always drop your comment. You may just want to make it very simple so that I can easily get engaged with it. Yes. Yes. So we are waiting for response. We are waiting for response. We are waiting for response. Are you going to give her the job? Are you going to give her the job? So while we are still waiting for those response, yes, let me just go ahead. Now, do you know the reason why I came up with this scenario? Yes, I came up with this scenario so that we can know our goal. You know, the question was, why are we here? So many of us are saying, okay, we are here because we want to acquire skills, we want to acquire more knowledge, we want to, so that we can be able to better ourselves. Every one person should have a goal on the reason why they are embarking on anything that they are embarking on. Now, talking about if that lady got that job, yes, she got it. And that was the only question that they asked her. Now, do you know the reason why she got it? It's because, like what our co-facilitator has said, honesty. Yes. Part of the panel are saying that, look, for this young lady to be open and honest means that by the time she's working for us, she will also be honest in her dealings. So they gave her the job. So part of the team members are also saying, this person coming to our organization has a goal. He wants to achieve a certain goal and do what? And move. Hey, but I'm not saying that when you have a job and you go for interview, you should go and tell them that you want to get money and travel. No, that's not what I'm saying. So please, yes, the fact that it worked for her does not mean that it will work for you. Remember, it's a different scenario, it's a different setting. People in that panel will not reason the way that these certain people have reasoned. Now, the reason why that scenario come up is so that each and every one of us should have a goal. The reason why you are here for this class, why you abandon your sleep, should be you should have a goal. Now, I want to also tell us, the money that you paid is nothing compared to your time. Your time is more precious. It's nothing compared to your time. So this is where you will now begin to ask yourself, is this what I really want to do? Now that you are here, what do I need to do for me to continue to achieve all of those things I've mentioned? Yes. So now let me go back to the chat box. No, because she's there for her own personal achievement, and the zeal to work for the betterment of the organization won't be enough. I will give her the job, provided the person is dedicated to it. For her to have such plan, She will be dedicated to meet up with her plan. She will bring value, I think. The job won't the job won't be secured by her. Reason because money is her priority instead of developing and contributing to the growth of the organization. All your answers, all your feedbacks are correct. All of them is just based on personal perspective. Yes. And Mweze has sent in an answer. She says, no, I'm not going to give her the job because in as much as we all want financial stability from our jobs, as an employee, you should be able to make an impact and develop any organization even in the tiniest way possible. However, if she's completely focused on earning alone, she will become frustrated at some point when she doesn't seem to make the money as much as she wanted. All your feedbacks are correct. Now, what is my own goal for this class? You now have your goal, right? Yes. The young lady with the painted scenario, she has her goal to make money and japa. Not so? So what is my own goal for you this morning? My own goal for you this morning is to walk you through the objectives of our learning. My goal this morning is to take you through project management from beginning to the end. That's my goal. Now, I'm going to be taking us through the 49 processes that it involves when it comes to managing projects. That's my goal. My goal is to take you through the life cycle when it comes to managing projects. That's my goal. My goal is to take you through the 10 knowledge areas when it comes to running a project from beginning to the end. That's my goal. Are we together? Yes. So that's my goal. My goal is also to take you from initiation of project to closing of project. So that's my goal. So every one of us now has a goal, right? We now have a goal. So can we now focus on our goal? Can we focus on our goal? Those of us online, can we now focus on our goal? So we have been able to set the path straight, right? We now have a goal. Now let's begin our discussion properly. What is a project? In your view, what is a project? In your own view, what is a project? Yes, just go around and tell me, what do you think a project is? What is a project? In your view, what is a project? Feel free to use the chat box. In your view, what is a project? What is a project? Yes, Miracle, since you are the only one here, you expect that we'll be interacting. Yes, in your view, what is a project?
I feel a project is a task that needs to be carried out to achieve a certain goal as well.
Beautiful. A project is a task that need to be carried out to ascertain or to achieve a certain goal. Beautiful. Miracle has given us his own answer. Yes. What is, in your own words, what is a project? What is a project? Yes. What is a project? What is a project? What is a project? In your own words, what is a project? What is a project? Use the chat box. What is a project? What is a project? Use the chat box. Let's be because we want to elaborate on what project is. We want to be able to pick out the key elements of what a project is. You understand? So there are parameters that makes a project a project. So we want to know what is a project. So please use the chat box. Those of us who are online, kindly use the chat box. Use the chat box. What is a project? To you, in your own definition, what is a project? In your own words, what is a project? All right. A project is a unique set of processes consisting of coordinated and controlled activities with start and finish dates undertaken to achieve an objective. A project is a task or activity carried out for achievable purpose or objective. Beautiful. Now, this Answers are correct. Now, what do we want to look out for in a project? A project is an assignment, but not all assignment is a project. A project is an assignment, but not all assignment is what? Is a project. So play that around your mind. With that understanding, if I say a project is an assignment, but not all assignment is a project, what do I look out for in an assignment before I can qualify it as a project? Every day you go to work, right? And there is a certain assignment, there is a certain task that is always given to you. How do you know if the assignment is a project? How do you know if the assignment is not a project? Sometimes you hear the word project, project, project. What comes to your mind is, okay, we are building Burj Khalifa. We are building 30 stories. Oh, we are building a tunnel from Nigeria connecting South Africa. Oh, that's a project. Hey, we are building a laptop that is going to be having 32 or 64 inches. It's going to be having memory 360 terabytes. Oh, that's a project. That's not always a project. A project can be something, a task, a simple task that you carry out within a specific period of time. Maybe one day, maybe 2 days. So project has nothing to do with the complexity. Are we together? Yes. Project has nothing to do with the complexity. Oh, I want to build a robot that can fly from here to Ghana. No. Yes, that's a project, but it must not always be that elaborate. Are we together? So a project can be an assignment that can last for 1 hour, and it has nothing to do with the complexity like I've rightly mentioned. So assignments must do what? Must have a timeline. Yes. So a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. A project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Now, assignment at work. What comes to mind when you hear projects, skyscraper, railway, and all of those? Yes, it's a big project. Not so, that's what comes to mind. Now, like I've rightly mentioned, assignments for days, for weeks. What do you want to look out for when it comes to the project? What do you want to look out for? One of the things you want to look out for is this project temporal? That's the first thing to define a project. Is this project temporal? Is there a deadline? Is there a timeline for this project? Now, if it has a deadline, if it has a timeline, it means that it is a project. That's one of the first features to define a project. Now, another feature we want to look at for when we are looking out for if this is a project or is a project assignment is it must create a unique result. It must what? Have a unique result. A result that does not exist before. Meaning, say, for that organization, as you don't dey carry out activities, una never achieve this type of result before. Assignment of regulation is what we refer to as an operational assignment. Meaning that every day you go to work, you are repeating the same tasks. What that means is operational assignment. It is not a project assignment. Now, to simply put, when you have a task that you are given a deadline, and it means that it has this feature of it being having a deadline, is going to create a unique result wey una no get before. It means is a project assignment. But if it is the same task that you carry out every now and then, that you go to your workplace, it means it is what? It is operational assignment. I don't know if we get that too clear. What we are saying is that for you to be able to identify projects, one, it must be temporal. Two, it must create a unique result. Are we together? Now, if it does not have these two elements, it means it's an operational assignment. So now let's play around it. Let's use simple case scenario. Yes. So our organization is into production of sachet water. That's what we do. We're into production of sachet water. Then we are now asked, the operational manager reach out to the operation team and say, look, every month or every week, what we usually produce is 200 bags. 200 bags. We have never gone beyond 200 bags. That's what we produce. 200 bags. But on this certain day, the manager is saying that, look, because it's about festive period, beginning of, now look at it, this week, you must produce 500 sachet bag of water between Monday and Wednesday. Yes. Okay, on a weekly basis, we produce what? 200 bags. But the manager is saying that between Monday and Wednesday, we must produce what? 500 bags. That's what we want to achieve. Now I want to ask us, this project, is it a project assignment or an operation? Yes. Use the chat box. Is it a project assignment or an operation? Yes. Is it a project assignment or an operation? If you understand what project is. Yes. This scenario where we usually produce 200 bags on a weekly basis. We have just gotten an instruction from the management that we should produce 500 bags between Monday and Wednesday. Is it a project assignment or an operation? Yes. Is it a project assignment or an operation? Okay. Is it a project assignment or an operation? Okay. I'm getting feedback. Okay. Okay. Yes. Is it a project assignment or an operation? Is it a project assignment? Is it a project assignment or an operation? Lawan, I've seen your hands. Let me just get all the response. Is it a project assignment or an operation? Okay, it's a project assignment because we're given a timeline to carry it out. Okay, it's a project assignment. Theophilus says it's an operation. Kelechi says it's an assignment because you produce more than what you usually produce. Yes, it's a project assignment. Beautiful. Thank you for your response. Now let's paint another scenario. I'm not going to give that answer yet. Let's paint another scenario. So we have been producing sachet water, and our people came to us and said, shebi una dey do sachet water now. Make una begin to dey do bottle water. Then the management sent him a memo, that beginning of January 2026, we'll begin operation in producing bottled water. So please, everybody, make sure to be ready. When that memo came, December 31st, the memo came. You resume work on the 6th of January 2026, and you began operation. Now, this memo that came from the management, is it a project assignment or an operation? When you carry out this bottled water production, is it a project assignment or an operation? It's an operation, okay. All right. Okay, Rabi is responding. It's a project assignment. Okay. Okay. Yes, it's a project assignment because there's a timeline. Okay. It's a project. It's an operation assignment. Okay. It's a project assignment. Okay. It's an operation. Okay. All right. So both of them are project assignments. I deliberately did not put timeline, but there is something unique result for the bottled water. In our production of sachet water, have we ever produced sachet water up to 500 before? No, we have not achieved that. Yes, our operation has been with producing sachet water, but there is something unique result. And producing of sachet water. Now, this is where I know that it might be being of a confusion to some of our team members online. Is because one, we dey produce sachet water every day now. So na the same thing, na the same operation. But they are telling you produce 500 bags. They are also still telling you, they are giving you timeline. Monday till Wednesday for you to produce 500 sachet bag of water. A memo is coming and saying our customers are demanding for bottled water. So we are going to start operation of bottled water. Have we gotten bottled water before? No. We just want to start. Of course, there is no deadline. So I painted that scenario just to get a confusion. Now let me confuse you further. So we have just done a project in Ekiti State. The Ekiti government has called us and says, look, there is something you did in Kano. That drilling of borehole that you did in Kano, we want you to come and replicate it here in Ekiti. So we went to Kano, we did everything, it was working. The Kano government called their friends to come. Oh, we want to commission a project. You know how we do it in Nigeria. Let us commission. So you invite other governors. So when the Ekiti governor got to see what we have done in Kano, and the Ekiti government was asking Kano government, how far, who be the person wey do this thing for you? Oh, he say it's One Leveler Consulting Limited that did it for us. And they contacted us. Can you come to Ekiti State and replicate this same thing that you did in Kano and do it for us in Ekiti State? Now, we pack our bag, we carry our tools, Leveler Consulting Limited, we travel all the way to Ekiti State, we replicated what we did in Kano in Ekiti State. Now I want to ask us, is that an operational assignment or a project assignment? Is it an operational assignment or a project assignment? Please feel free. Yes. Is a project assignment? Okay. Yes. Those of us online, is it an operational assignment? The drilling of borehole in Ekiti State, is it an operational assignment or a project assignment? Immaculate says operational assignment. Okay. Nweze says operational assignment. Lawan is saying operational assignment. Yes, it's a project assignment. Faith is also agreeing with Miracle. You said operational assignment. Yes, a project assignment. That's what you said. Faith is saying project assignment. Abiodun is saying operational assignment. Theophilus is saying operational assignment. Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. So I think this will be the last case scenario we will use because of our time, so that we can proceed further. So I've gotten operation, I've gotten a project, I'm still getting operation, I'm still getting project. So when it comes to projects, for us to be able, yes, we have said these are the things that will define it: temporal, or it being a unique, having a unique result. Not so. Again, another thing we need to look at for when we are putting these two things in place. When we are putting these two things in place, we must always look at it from the perspective of the sponsor. The question you want to ask yourself: Ekiti get this type of borehole, this drilling wey we do for Kano. Ekiti get am for Ekiti? No, they don't have it. Yes, to us as an organization that is carrying it out is what? Is an operation. But to the government of Ekiti is what? Is a project. So we must always look at it from the sponsor. Ekiti get this drilling borehole before? No. Are we together? Yes. So it's an operation to us, but it's a project assignment to the Ekiti government. Are we together? Are we together? I don't know if I've been able to clarify that. Okay, let me use one more scenario. So every now and then, our HR, finance department, they send a memo back and forth within themselves that look, payroll is prepared and sent to finance. Finance return it back to HR. HR send it back to finance. All of this back and forth will be done within maybe from the 15th and 22nd. Then finally it gets to the MD's office. He signs approval for payment to be made. So that payroll, the HRO or the department always prepare it on the 15th or on the 20th, as the case may be. So by the time you go back and forth with the finance, by 24th it will be ready. By 25th, Oga is signing it. By 26th, 27th, 28th, people are now beginning to receive their salary. Now, why is going this back and forth is because, okay, some people have taken IOU, some people have broken one or two organization property, so they need to deduct the money. Some people are on pension, they need to do a lot of deduction and all of that. So it is going back and forth. That's the normal operation. But December 2025, the MD sent a memo to Faith that Faith prepare December 2025 payroll on or before the 10th of December. Prepare the payroll for December 2025. That's when she got the memo that prepared the payroll that she usually delivers on the 15th of every month. That you need to prepare this payroll and submit to my table on or before the 10th of December 2025. Is this a project assignment or an operation? Is this a project assignment or an operation? You're confused. Yes, don't be confused. Is this a project assignment or an operation? Prepare December 2025 payroll on or before the 10th of December 2025. Is this an operation or a project assignment? Don't be confused. Yes. Is this an operation or a project assignment? Don't be confused. Is it an operation or a project assignment? It's a project assignment, okay. Zakaria is also agreeing with you. Mayowa is agreeing with you. It's a project assignment. Uzoma is saying it's a project. Lawal is saying it's a project, okay. Yes. All right. So you all are correct. It's a project assignment. Do you have December 2025 payroll before? Prepare on the 10th of December? No. You have not done it before. Is there a timeline? Yes. Before the 10th of December 2025. You understand? So it's a project assignment. What are the other features that we can use to identify what a project is? Is that projects are progressively elaborated. Projects are what? Are progressively elaborated. Now, just want to use a simple example on this. For our friends who started this training last year, who we had to pause the project, we had to pause your training last year, you will agree with me that you have seen some changes. We started with an organization in this training, and now we are with a different organization. And that's how it is in every project. Projects are progressively what? Elaborated. So, why is this so? When you begin a project, you now begin to see things that you never expected that is going to happen in your project. And one of the ways that project begins to elaborate is cost. You may have a budget, maybe 25 million for us to run this project from beginning to the end. You just started your initiation and you have found out that no, this thing no go work. Oh, we didn't want to hire people to join our project before. As things dey go now, we need to bring in more people, we need to bring in more third party. Variation in the marketplace. You have a budget, you went to the market, you want to buy material, they tell you material that is in your bill of quantity that was 5,000 per unit is now 10,000 per unit. So you come back. It means that you must do what? You must increase your budget. So projects progressively what? Elaborate. As you are going, you begin to see other things. As you are going, you begin to see other things. But please, let's have a positive mindset that yes, project can also, when it's progressively elaborated, it can also be positive. You understand? So scope. Scope means works. That can also change. And that scope may be coming from the sponsor. So when you run projects, it will elaborate. That's what it means. Let's make progress. Project will take you from point A to point B. Project will take you from your current location to another location. Project will take you from point A to point B. Project will take you from your current position to another position. Let me just use a simple analogy. A lot of us here that are listening to this project management lecture right now, you will agree with me that your knowledge, even for the 1 hour that we have spent, is far different from somebody who has not attended a project management course before. Not so? Yes. So is this project driving change? Yes. It's already driving change. Our company makes 5 million yearly. That's what we generate yearly. So we say, no, by next year, we want to move from 5 million or 10 million to 25 million. So what do we need to do? What do we need to do? We need to embark on a project. Because project will do what? Will take you from this position to this position. So if you want to make, you have been making 5 million on a yearly annual returns, yearly turnout, 5 million. But now you say you want to make 10 million or 25 million. What do you need to do for you to make that 25 million? You need to do what? Embark on a project. Because project will drive change. Project will take you from point A to what? To point B. Workers come late to work. You know how it is in Nigeria. We have this paper-based attendance. You just come. When you come by 10 a.m. You will sign. You came by 7:30. Now, the first person is coming by 10, and the person wrote 7:30, right? The next person, when he maybe come by 10:15. You write, oh, you don't already write 7:30. Okay, me I go write 7:31. Me I go write 7:32. That has been our mode of taking attendance. We have seen a problem. Now we want to stop that problem. What do we need to do? We need to embark on what? On a project. So we sent in a memo to every department that look, every staff member of a different unit, please go to the IT department, go and take your biometrics. You understand? And everybody went to the IT department, they took their biometrics, and the biometrics is now on the system. So the IT department configure it and they put it into this attendance, this thumb machine that when you come, you just insert your finger and it will take the time that you came in. Biometrics way of signing in. You understand? Biometric way of reducing. We call it clock in. You understand? So after 1 week of taking the biometrics, they brought in the machine, they install it. Beginning of a new month, somebody is strolling to the office by the usual time now, 10 o'clock, as the person they stroll, they come. He's looking for the paper attendance. And he begin to shout for the security. Oh boy, where you keep the attendance now, where will they write name? I say, Oga, no, that attendance no dey again. Which one be the attendance no dey again? What happened? The security man was not telling him that, look, Okay, as you dey come in that time, you see that clock in where you be put your hand, where the thing read, put your, as you take put your hand that time, where the thing read down, the thing already take your attendance. And as you take your attendance, the time when you take come, everything don't go to the database. You say, eh? The next person, the same thing. The next person, the same thing. When they came, they were not. So the paper attendance is no longer there. What do you think will happen the next day? Everybody will come very early. Are you seeing that project drives change? Are you now seeing that project move you from point A to point B? Customers always complain to us that when they come to our office, there is delay for making for attending to them. And we start to say, okay, fine. Let us communicate with the IT department. Let them build a self customer service, and they build it. So when you come to our office and we have a whole lot of things, we not tell you, please go to the website, click here. You can do that. You can resolve your issues. You can do this one. I think a lot of organizations have that, like OP, GT Bank. You can go to their WhatsApp and begin to complain. When you even go to the bank, they will tell you, oh, no, charge them up. They have seen a problem, they have a back. All of those things you are seeing, they are what? They are projects. So project take us from our current state to another position where we want to be. If you see any organization, goes down, it's as a result of them. They stop embarking on what? On projects. All right. So this is the time where I will have to come back to the chat box and confirm if we are clear. Just to, you can unmute your mic if I call on your name, just to confirm that we are going progressively. Gabriela, can you unmute your mic? Gabriela, are you there? Gabriela? Yes, okay. Salvation, are you there? Okay, Gabriela has unmuted. Yes. Gabriela, how is it going? Is it audible and clear from my end?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. So, are we good to go?
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. Yes. Okay, you can mute your mic. Let me reach out to Uzoma. Salvation, yes. Salvation, go ahead. Unmute your mic and confirm that everything is good.
Yes, sir, very clear. Yes, very clear.
Everything is good, right? Very audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. Beautiful. The Uzoma.
Sir?
Yes. Yes. Are we good from this end?
Yeah, everything is fine. Short, I'm enjoying the lecture.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for the feedback. So now let's make progress. Yes. What is project management? We have been talking about project. What is project management? According to PMI, it says project management is the application of knowledge, skill, tools, and techniques to effectively manage a team towards a final deliverables. Manage the team, that's what we want to take there. Manage the team effectively. The team that will deliver the work successfully. What it means is for you to provide what? Leadership. If you listen to my discussion at the introduction of our class, I was using a terminology, lead. I'm going to lead your discussion. I'm going to, Engineer Toko is going to lead your discussion. You understand? Lead. Now, if you look at what we are learning, or this program itself is a leadership development program. Is a what? Is a leadership development program. At the end of your course with us at Leveler C Consulting, you should be able to lead. And that's one of what PMI is saying. That look, for you to be able to manage projects, project management is about leadership. You need to be able to lead successfully. That's according to PMI. That's definition one. Now, another thing in that definition is for you to make final deliverables. Deliverable here means results. Deliverable here means what we achieve at the end of the day. Remember, when we're defining projects, we define project as one of the features that is will do what? It will have a unique what? Result. So in your project management, as you are leading your team should be able to do what? Deliver a result, make deliverables. Definition 2. Second definition. Project management is the application of tools, technique, skill, and knowledge to project activities to bring about successful results and meet the project requirements. What we want to pick from this definition is the requirements. Now, for you to embark on a project, there are requirements, there are standards, there are procedures, there are things you need to follow. And those things that you need to follow are the requirements, project requirements. Are your team members following the requirements for them to achieve the result? Is one of the major things you want to ask yourself. Because when it gets to executing of the project, you now begin to see that you'll be going back and forth with planning and execution. You also be checking, monitoring, and controlling to be sure that your team members are working accordingly. Now let's look at it. We want to see case scenario of how we can and we'll say our project is successful, right? We want to look at 3 things to define our project is successful. So we have said for every project, there's going to be a budget, there's going to be a timeline, and there's going to be a result, right? So those are the three parameters we want to look at now. I want to paint a scenario, so please everyone listen carefully. We want to be able to see if a project is successful or is not successful. That's what we want to see now. We want to be able to identify, is this project successful or not? That's what we want to see. So now let's go. How do we define a successful project? Do we define it based on budget? Do we define it based on timeline? Do we define it based on results? That's what we want to look at now. Now we have a project. The project says, very simple, build me a car that can fly. Build me a car that can fly. Now we have said, in your project, there are some things that will not go as planned. We should be ready to do what? To accommodate changes. So now at the end of the day, the project is build me a car that can fly. We gave it to Miracle, project A. Build me a car that can fly. We gave you 5 million to build it. The next person, Abiodun, we gave Abiodun same 5 million. Build me a car that can fly. Then we gave Gabriela the same project. Build me a car that can fly. The same amount. Right? At the end of the day, good morning, you're welcome. Yes, please come in. At the end of the day, what's your name? Okay, Favor. All right, welcome. Although I'm going to put you on the hot seat. Yes. So we also gave Favor same projects. Build me a car that can do what? That can fly. We gave her 5 million. Then we gave all of you three months for you to build us a car that can fly. So there's a time frame, there's a cost, and there is a result that needs to do what? To come out. So Miracle begins his projects. He builds us a car that can fly, right? He spent 4 months. We gave him 5 million, he spent 10 million. But he built us a car that can what? That can fly. Favor, we gave her that same amount. Favor, how many months did you spend? 4 months. Favor spent 3 months. Right? In the budget, Favor spent 15 million. But she delivered a car that can fly. We gave Uzoma the same thing. Right? Uzoma spent 6 months. In fact, Uzoma went ahead, she spent 20 million. but she built us a car that can what? That can fly. Then Gabriela spent 3 million, right? She delivered her work within 2 months, but she did not build us a car that can fly. Among these 4 case scenarios, which of these projects is successful? Which of these projects is successful? Please go to the chat box. Which of these projects is successful? Which of these projects is successful? Yes. Miracle build us a car that can fly, spent 4 months, spent 10 million. Favor build us a car that can fly, spent 6 months, spent 15 million. 3 months, spent 15 million. Uzoma build us a car that can fly. She spent 6 months, spent 20 million, and build us a car that can fly. Uzoma spent 2 months. Gabriel spent 2 months. She spent 3 million, and she did not build us a car that can fly. Which of these projects is successful? Favor, okay. She spent what's the details of Favor?
She spends 15 million, but she used the 3 months.
She used the 3 months and she delivered a car that can fly. Beautiful, okay. So only Favor's project is successful. Only Favor's project is successful. Okay, somebody is still saying Favor project is successful. Okay. Okay. So what about Miracle's project? What about Uzoma's project? What about Gabriela's project? Yes.
I feel time frame matters because I wanted to use the car to do something as of that 3 months.
Beautiful.
So she being able to deliver that's within that 3 months is successful.
It's successful. But we gave her a budget too.
Even Miracle passed the budget. He used 10 million instead of the 5 million that he gave him.
Okay, so where is the extra 5 million coming from? Yes. I want to set the confusion so that we can now get it clear. Remember, what's the question? We want to find out which project is what? Successful. Remember, I've mentioned it. Projects are progressively what? Elaborated. When you begin a project, what happens? You begin to see things that you didn't plan for. And we talk about variation. You go to the market, you want to buy some material, and they will tell you 1 unit price from 5,000 has gone to 10,000. So automatically it does what? It affects your budget. You got on site for you to begin work, and you find out that there are some things that are not okay. It means it's going to take more time. Not so. Just imagine the time you are going back to meet the sponsor and tell the sponsor, 1 unit price is no longer 5,000, it's now 10,000. What is going? Time is going. Having painted these 2 parts now, can we identify a successful project? Can we now identify a successful project? Successful project has nothing to do with your time and budget. Successful project has nothing to do with your time and budget. Because where will you get the extra money? Where will you get the extra time? The sponsor approves it. But at the end of the day, if you did not deliver what is in the requirement, look at the project management definition 2. Requirements, specification. When you don't deliver it, the project has failed. Are we getting the point? So it has nothing to do with your budget. It has nothing to do with the time, because those are the things that you will get. But after we not give you 20 million now, we give you extra time, you still don't deliver. That one now confirm failure. Not so? Yes. The reason why I didn't paint more or add more money to, was it Gabriela now? Who did it within 2 months? Gabriela, right? The reason why I didn't shoot because you people will be able to quickly identify that, okay, now this one they are successful. Because if I give her 20 million and she spend 6 months, but still yet she not deliver this, you'll be able to quickly identify it. So that's why I didn't use that. That's why I bring this to okay, not to spend money. Deliver within 2 months, so you understand. But no, Successful project has nothing to do with budget. Remember, projects are progressively what? Elaborated. Yes. We have gotten some feedback. 3 months project that spent 15 million because she met a deadline. We have 3 successful projects, but only one person met the deadline. All right. So I think I've been able to explain what the project is. So we must balance constraint. It's also another thing. We must balance constraint. Yes, we are going to be looking at the three triangle of how we can balance constraint. Yes. When you run a project, there are 3 things that you need to be very careful of. That if one is affected, the other ones will be affected. You understand? The 3 major factors: one, time, costs, and scope. Scope means work. What will be the work we will do for this project? That's what scope means. Scope does what means work. You understand? So when it comes to the balancing of this constraint, because that's one of the major issues you find in project. Have you seen a 3-leg stool before? Stool. When you go to the studio, you want to snap, you usually see it. When you cut one of the leg, if you maybe you reduce it, you trim it, will you be able to sit on it? No. You go do like this. So constraint, these 3 constraints must be balanced: time, cost, and what? And scope or quality must be balanced. So if you are changing anything, you must also change the other one. You understand? If you are changing this one, you must also change the other one. If you are, when it comes to budget, if you are adding more money, what it means is that it's expected that there should be quality of work to be delivered. Not so. If you are reducing, if you are adding more work, you need to add more money and add more time. If you add more work, you didn't add more money, you didn't add more time. What will happen? It's not balanced. Are we together? Are we getting the point? So time, scope, and cost must balance it. So whenever you are making any changes that affect one, you must find a way to balance the rest of the two. Are we together? We are making progress, right? Yes. Now, when it comes to projects, there are 10 knowledge areas. I think I've mentioned it before. I said my goal is to let you see the 49 processes when it comes to running projects. When it comes to running project, the 49 processes, the 5 life stages when it comes to running projects, and of course the 10 knowledge areas. Now, if you manage these 10 knowledge areas very well, if you manage the 10 knowledge areas very well, you have successfully managed the 5 life cycle, you have also successfully managed the 49 processes. And I will walk you through. Let's go. You have your manual, right? I think it's on page 12. Let's look at it together. What are the 10 knowledge areas? The 10 knowledge areas are project stakeholders management, project integration management, project scope management. You don't have the manual? It has not been sent to you? Okay, that means you are not in the group, the active group. Okay, okay. Yes. Just send me a message. Let me forward it to you. Send me a message. Yes. Okay, Zena is saying she cannot locate the place. I put the address. So. Okay. Okay, Zena is saying I can't locate the place. So the time, just send me a message. Let me forward the material to you, because we publish it on the platform. Those who have made payment, that are in the separate platform. That's where we publish it. So there are 10 knowledge areas, and these 10 knowledge areas, if you manage them well, you will have been able to manage all of the area, all of the aspect of our project. Now, what are those areas? What are those 10 knowledge areas we have mentioned? As project stakeholders management, project integration management, project scope management, project schedule management, project requirements, procurement management, project cost management, project risk management, project communication management, project resource management, project quality management. Have you sent me a message? Okay. Okay. Oh, she said she's in the Padopa school. Please, is it possible? Just a minute, let's. So she's putting on the job. Please, one of you will just help me. Uh, I think she's the one calling. Let me see. Just a moment, guys. Those of us online. Sorry, we are trying to get. Sorry, please. Can you help me dial this number? Just help me dial this number. This one. Just help me dial and place a call to her. Just a moment, guys. So, okay, sorry. Okay. Okay, so she has seen me, so she's coming. Thank you very much. Thank you. So those of us online, sorry, apologies. It's day one. Usually, what happens is that we have this back and forth. Yes, we usually have this back and forth in day one. So sorry about that. I will discuss with the data analysis facilitator to just give us little time out of his own time so that we can be able to go far in our project that we are discussing this morning. So let me quickly send in that message to our facilitator. Yes. So we're talking about the 10 knowledge areas. Welcome. So sorry. Yes, please welcome. Yes. Yes. Morning. Yes. Yes. So we are looking at the 10 knowledge area. Have you been able to get the material? We publish it on the group. You are saying that, right? More. We added it to the group and published it this morning. Have you checked your WhatsApp? No. Okay, check. It's there. Yes, it's there. Yes. Let me forward to you. Oh, Miracle, please, can you forward to her? Let's make it faster. Hello? 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 Okay, I think she's also coming. Please. Yes, you can also forward to. I can't see it. Okay, you can't see it on the group. Okay, they will forward it to you. Yes. So, the 10 knowledge areas that we've been talking about, for us to be able to manage, for us to be able to manage project scope management or project integration management, there are 7 processes. Yes, we are looking at the 10 knowledge areas now when it comes to managing projects. Yes. So for us to be able to manage integration management, there are 7 things we need to do. For us to be able to manage scope, there are 6 things we need to do. For us to be able to manage our schedule, there are 6 things that we need to do. For us to be able to manage costs, there are what? There are 4 things we need to do. For us to be able to manage quality, there are 3 processes that we need to carry out. For us to be able to manage our resources, there are 6 things we need to do. For us to be able to manage risk, there are 7 things that we need to do. The page I am is 13. Page 13. Yes. For us to be able to manage communication. Hello? Good morning. Where are you? Okay, just walk up. When you walk up, you will see the picture I post. You will see the image of the place. Just walk up. Just keep walking up. Just walk up from the paddle pass. Keep walking up. You will see the Adika Plaza. Yes. Thank you. So for us to be able to manage communication, there are 3 things we need to do. For us to be able to manage procurement, there are 3 things we also need to do. What about stakeholders engagement? How many things do we need to do? I just want to be sure that we are following. So how many things do we need to do? Have you gotten the material now? But you are in the group. Let me republish on the group for you. But you have been on the group right now. Let me just republish that. Yes. So for okay, now let me throw it back. If we want to manage schedule, how many processes do we need to carry out for us to manage schedule? Is in your note now. Okay, easier to send it. Okay, fine. Let me just forward. Let me forward. Okay, so I'm forwarding to her already. So I forwarded to both of you. You have seen it, huh? So go to page 12. Those of us online, how many processes do we need to carry out for us to manage stakeholders' engagement? Yes. Okay, yes, you will be added to the platform. Later on, we will reconcile those who have made payments so that we can move them to the platform. Yes, so that platform is strictly for those who have made payment, yes, for the training. So we'll move. Yes, 4 processes. All right. How many processes do we need to carry out for us to manage schedule? Schedule. 6. Okay. How many processes do we need to carry out for us to integrate management? Integration. Beautiful. 7. Good. How many processes do we need to carry out for us to run our project our scope management? 6. Beautiful. How many processes do we need to carry out for us to do our schedule management? Beautiful. How many processes do we need to carry when it comes to cost management? 4. Beautiful. Now, if you look at your manual, you are seeing the 4 processes. All of the 4 processes, like for cost, you will see. Yes. When you go to page, what page is that? Page 17. Project cost management. You will see the 4 processes: plan cost, estimate cost, determine budget, control cost. You will see it. How many processes do we need when it comes to us to manage our resources? How many processes? 6. Beautiful. Risk management? Good. Project communication management?
3.
Stakeholders management?
4.
So all of this, if you add all these figures together, how many is it going to give you? Let's add all those figures together. I've made mention of that figure before. Okay, please, if you are online, immediately you unmute. You can mute back your mic so that it does not interfere with our recording. Thank you very much. Yes, how many? Okay. 48. Okay. There are 49 processes. So how many did you count? Check again. Is it 48 you saw? 49. That's there, ba? So when you manage these 10 knowledge areas, did you see that you have automatically managed the 49 processes? Are you seeing? So once you just manage that 10 knowledge area, automatically, you don't manage some of those 49 processes, you have managed them. Now let's dive into it. Let's look at the life cycle. Following the life cycle, what are we going to be doing? The first thing is what? Initiation of our project. Now, how many processes are in our initiation of a project? 2. There are 2 processes when it comes to us running our project. In order for you to initiate your project, you need 2 things. All you need to do for you to initiate your project is to develop a project data and identify stakeholders. Are you seeing it? Life cycle is different from 10 knowledge areas. So, I need you people to get it clear. Life cycle is different from the 10 knowledge areas. Life cycle is even very easy to understand than the 10 knowledge areas. Because sometimes if you ask me, give me like 5-10 knowledge areas out of the 10, just give me 5. I may forget. But when it comes to life cycle, when I initiate projects, the next thing I go to planning. After I plan finish, we go begin execute. As we execute, we go to do wetin? We go to monitor, we go to control. And when we don't do everything finish, we go back to planning sometimes. When we see say some things no work, go back and plan again. We come back, then we can now close the project. So for us to initiate our project, 2 processes. 1 is for us to do what? Develop a project charter. And 2, identify stakeholders. Now, the next one is planning. How many processes are there in planning? Check well. How many processes are there in planning? Check. How many processes are there in planning? 24. Thank you very much. So planning takes the chunk of our projects. It takes a little longer time for us to do what? For us to plan. To plan the hard though. And that's why I'm telling you that if it is just for us to run project management only, give me 4 hours, we go finish this training. Everybody go. I've gotten project management knowledge. But what we are doing is PMP, and we are using PMBOK, project management body of knowledge. It's PMI standard. After your training with Leveler, you can take international certification. That's what it means. So we'll run you through each and every of these 49 processes. And that's why we're saying it's going to take us 5 weeks. Sometimes if it takes us 7 weeks. It all depends on the kind of story when I talk. Project management is very broad and it's very boring. You understand? It's a boring discussion. But somehow, we need to find a way and put salt and Maggi just to spice the thing up. Because if I go by the way of how I want to discuss project management, you see, after I don't on this fan, the next thing is for you to sleep. You understand? So but we are going to be we'll play a lot so that it can sink in. Are we together? Yes. So we are not just going to run through the 49 processes, we'll take them one after the other. So this is actually supposed to be the end of my introduction. All we have been doing since is introduction. Now we are about to face it properly. So please look into your notes. I'm going to I'm going to still ask some questions like I've been asking. Yes. When it comes to look into your note, now we have talked about the 10 knowledge areas, right? We have also looked at the processes involved when it comes to running our projects. So we say planning, 24 processes, not so. And we say execution, how many processes? Execution, 10, beautiful. Monitoring and controlling, how many processes? 12. Closing of our project, how many processes? Eh? 1, beautiful. So when I say define scope, yes, when I say define, you know the academic define. Do we know the academic define? When I say define, you begin to say is the process of this. In project management, when we say define, what we are saying is lists. Lists. List. Now, the question is, when we say define scope, now I need you to go back to your 10 knowledge areas, and we want to identify where this process is falling under. So define scope. Which of the knowledge area is that process originating from? Define scope. Project scope management. Thank you very much. You are getting it. Those of us online, I hope we are following. Yes, I hope we are following. Now look into your note again. Look into your note again. I want to ask another question. At what point in my project life cycle do I need to create work breakdown structure? At what point in my project life cycle do I need to create work breakdown structure? Life cycle, that's the question. Life cycle. If you go to page 23, it's looking at you right in the eyes. At what point in my project life cycle do I need to create work breakdown structure? Beautiful. Planning process. Do you know what I'm doing? You will get what I'm doing. I'm trying to make you understand difference between knowledge area and life cycle and the processes. Are we together? Yes. So, do we know what WBS mean? Beautiful. Work breakdown structure. What do we need to do to initiate projects? Which of the 10 knowledge area is that process developing from? Originating from? For us to initiate our projects, which knowledge area is it originating from? Which knowledge area is it originating from? What do we do to initiate a project? Which of the knowledge area is the process? Develop a project charter. Where is it originating from? Let me be specific now. Develop a project charter. Where is it originating from? Knowledge areas. Beautiful. Project integration management. Yes. Those of us online, are we getting it? Are we together? Hey, whoa. Bila said, don't leave me. Oh. Please don't leave me. Yes. Are we getting it? Yes. Which knowledge area is process identifying of stakeholders originating from? Knowledge areas. Project what? Check again.
Project stakeholder management.
Beautiful. Project stakeholders management. Yes. Identify stakeholder. Which project knowledge area is it coming from? Project stakeholders management. So we have just two processes when it comes to initiating our project, not so? Yes. So we have 24 when it comes to planning, not so? Yes. So we have 10 when it comes to executing of our project, not so? We have 12 when it comes to monitoring and controlling of our project, not so? Aha. So we have established a fact. We have established a fact. So at the end of today, if you didn't remember anything that we have discussed, these are the things you need to remember. There are 10 knowledge areas when it comes to running our project from beginning to the end. That if you manage these 10 knowledge areas, you have automatically managed the 49 processes. That if you also manage the 5 life cycle, you have automatically managed the 10 knowledge areas and the 49 processes. Are we together? Is it clear? All right. So now let's make progress. Now, let us know how each of these processes operates. In each process, what do I need to look out for when I'm running a project? We have identified 49 of them, Abby. In each process, what do I need to look out for? One, I need to look out for what thing I need to do for this process. That is what we call input. In each process, we are saying, what do I need to do in this process? Two, what is the techniques I'm going to use to carry out this process? And finally, what will be the result? What will be the outcome? In fact, when it comes to projects, it's about input, techniques, and output. Result. In your project, result. We want to see result. Nobody cares about what you are doing behind. That's a layman. Tomorrow, when they see you pack your bags, they don't know, they will just say, they can begin to place an assumption. But you have done a whole lot of background work. Result is what your sponsor wants to see. The sponsor sometimes does not even care about, just want to see my money when they put, is it bringing results? And we'll be talking about it when we get to monitoring and controlling, because it's another life cycle. You understand? Result, input, techniques, and result, output. Let me just use a simple terminology. Me, I know how to cook, and I'm sure the ladies who are here know how to cook, but I don't know of miracle. It may just be that kind of guy where they say, Faith, how far? Food in your house, I won't control. But there are processes involved for you to make a meal. Am I correct? Yes. What do you need to do for you to make jollof rice? What do you need to do for you to make jollof rice? You may want to say, okay, I need to get the ingredients, get the rice, get tomatoes, get all of those things. You understand? What are the techniques you are going to use? Some people will parboil the rice first, parboil the rice, and some people will do it straight. It all depends. And there's what we call what's concussion. So it all depends. Now, techniques is also with tools. When we talk about techniques, we're also talking about with the tools. If I'm using a technique, what tools am I also using? So they are together. So what tools are you going to use in making the jollof rice? Some of us will say, okay, no, we want to go Hidabasi way. We bring very big pots and light that. Some of us will say, okay, no, we want to use firewood, smoky jollof. It has to be natural. It has to be better than Ghana jollof. So different technique, different tools. Pot, spoon, right? Those are tools. At the end of the day, what are you going to have? Result, which is the jollof rice. I don't know if that analogy has made sense to the processes now. So in each of the processes, this is what you need to do. What? Identify. When you pick up a process, identify these three things: input, tools and techniques, and of course, output. Now, as we are running along the processes, some of these input, tools and techniques, and of course, the result will be the same. So if we have discussed a certain process and we are moving to another process, and the three things we are looking out for in those processes are the same, we'll just keep. Do you understand? We'll just keep. We get the point now? Yes. Now again, there's something we also need to look out for. Output can be a deliverable of an outcome or an end result of a process. Please take note, each of these 49 processes, if you check well, they are all somehow connected. And if you look at them, they are action words. Action words. Initiate, develop, plan. They are all what? They are all action words. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Now, the output of one process, the output, that is the result of one process, can be another input of another process. Do you get that? The output, that is the result of one process, can be the input of another process. Simple analogy. You want to make pounded yam, right? Aha. It means that for you to be able to make pounded yam, you need to get the yam. And for the yam to come, farmer needs to cultivate it. So if the farmer has cultivated it, harvested it, brought it to the market, you have bought it, that's when you can now make a pounded yam. So it means that the farmer's process needed to have concluded for you to start a new process. Do you get the point? So as we are looking at our processes, some of them will be like that. Do you understand? Just take for example, if we do not initiate our project charter, we cannot identify stakeholders. And if we do not identify stakeholders, we cannot start our planning properly. I'm coming. Now, we want to plan for our project also. You have developed a project charter with the sponsor, both of you. Maybe you even develop it as a project manager. The sponsor have approved, not so. Now you want to carry out your work. Now you want to start planning. In that project, there are people who have been with the sponsor for a very long time, which we still refer to as stakeholders. These are the people that will still come and be vetting your project. You need to do what? Identify them. Because in your planning process, you need to bring them in. Bringing them in means that they will guide you on how you can go with the project. Are we together? Are we getting the point? Yes. So some of the processes, one we need to finish first before you can start. That's what it means. That's just the language. Are we getting it? Beautiful. So when you look at all of the processes, they are action words, doable words. Do this, define scope, identify risk. You understand? So that's what it means. Now let's make progress. If you look at your manual, page 30, you will see what we are referring to, the tools and techniques, what it actually means. Now let's look at the type of organizational structure. You know, it is very easy when you say, oh, our faith is the project manager of this project. You will assume that she has 100% authority. But it depends on the type of organization. You understand? Some organization is projectized, some is functional. Are we together? Yes. But when you look at the project, you look at who is heading it, you need to find out what type of organizational structure is the organization operating on before you can say, okay, Faith has 100% authority. You understand? So we are going to be looking at the organizational structure. Yes, what kind of organizational structure do we have when it comes to running a project? So when you look at the organogram, we know what organogram is. Do we know what organogram is? Yes. Okay. So if you look at page 33 or 30, is it 32 or 33? Yes, you will see an hierarchical chart. Yes, that's an organogram. It shows us who is the head, who is supervising, and the rest. It puts everybody in place. So there are three types of organizational structure. We have the functional organizational, we have projectized organization, then we have metrics organizational structure. So I'm going to be explaining how that works. So let me use a simple analogy. So in an organization, we have a project manager, we have a functional manager. Now, there is a project for us to carry out, maybe beverage distribution at a certain local government, right? And we wrote our budgets, we wrote all what we need, then we submitted it to the sponsor. The sponsor said no, let it go through. Let me put people in place so that it's easy for me to explain. So Miracle is the project manager in our organization. Zainab is a functional manager. You understand? So when Zainab wrote how she's going to carry out her procedures, she sent it to the MD. The MD said no, go through the project manager. Now, in that kind of organization, what type of structure are they operating? Projectile is beautiful, because they are pushing you to. But when Zainab takes it to this donor or the sponsor approves and gives it to her. Oh yeah, go and carry out your work. What has happened? Functional. Are we getting it? Yes. In a situation when I call both the project manager and the functional manager, come to the round table. Oh yeah, you people should look at this thing. Functional manager is saying, well, this will work for me. Project manager is saying, no, this will not work for me. Then the sponsor says, okay, fine, go and do what to work for you. What is that? Metrics. So it is balance. You have 50 equal rights, you have 50 equal rights. I don't know if you understand it. Did you get it? Yes. John, I don't want to do so many long, so I just want us to understand. Those of us online, please, are we following? Are we good to go? Are we good to go?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. All right, beautiful. My goal is to ensure that we actually discuss the initiation this morning. So if you look at your page 33, you will see influence, you will see EFFC, internal OAPS, external, internal, and all of that. Those are just the things I just explained. Project initiation. Now we are starting with the first process. Are we together? We are still here. What motivates organization to embark on projects? Yes, use the chat box, please. What motivates organization to embark on projects? Yes, what motivates organization to embark on projects? Think of the answer. Just give me like 2 minutes. What motivates organization to embark on projects? What motivates organization to embark on projects? Yes, feedback. What motivates organization to embark on projects? To create a leading edge in labor market, to solve particular program facing the organization. Okay. What motivates organization to embark on projects? Market demand, beautiful. Yes, yes. Okay, we are going too far. What motivates organization to embark on demand on a project? Needs, demand. There is a need. So there's always a need. There's a need in organization, need in society, demand in marketplaces like you have mentioned. And for you to meet these needs and demand, you need to do what? You need to embark on a project. Projects are driven by needs. So whenever you see any project ongoing, ask yourself, what need is this project trying to solve? We made mention of migrating from paper-based attendance to digital-based attendance, right? You missed that part. Yes, don't worry, the recording will be published so that you can. Yes. And we say, what was the need? Was for punctuality, not so. Somebody is coming by 10 a.m. He's signing 7:30. So we decided to embark on a project to create biometrics for signing attendance. So there was need. You understand? We are producing sachet water, and they begin to ask us, how far now? So when you do sachet water now, you go fit do bottled water for us. Demands. Are we getting it? This is one of the reasons why organization will embark. Demand drives business through of us. Demand drives business through of us. Good. Demand sustains business through of us. So anytime you see any product or services and they are no longer functioning, it means that project has come to the end of its life cycle. You know Zen? Do you know Zen? Zen Network. He moved to Airtel also. So many companies that you must have heard of before. Where are they now? They are no longer. What has happened? They stopped embarking on a project. That's what it means. So every product in this our life has a life cycle. Every product. How many of us still have black and white TV in our house? Do you still have black and white TV? How many of us still have black and white TV in our house? Do you still have it? Now what we are seeing is flat screen. If you don't get smart TV, that's what we see. No be so. That's the latest trend. Am I correct? Yes. BlackBerry, how far? Where BlackBerry did now? I remember both 12. A lot of people were doing a lot of things just to get BlackBerry. Where are the Blackberries of those days? Where are they now? They are all what? They are gone. Now iPhone and what's the name now? Samsung. That's what is. That's what you understand. So it is normal when you see things like that. So after some time, some of these organizations they begin to decline. Before you know, they become zero and you don't see them again. You understand? But again, like Zen, what they did was they diversify, they move. What's the name now? We used to have Nokia, right? I think Nokia sold their right to, or they gave it to. So I think maybe BlackBerry or something. Sold their right to one of these companies that is now in high demand. So some people will just diversify. You understand? So whenever you don't see any product anymore, it means that it has come to its life cycle. When you don't see it, it has come to the end of its life cycle. You understand? So projects are driven by demands and they are driven by what? By needs. So there are 7 possible needs and demands that can bring about projects. Yes, like we have mentioned, the first one is a demand in marketplace. You understand? Or it could be that you are embarking on that project because you have seen some areas where you need to make an impact. You understand? Another thing is for you to be proactive. You see a business opportunity, strategic, and you are very strategic about it. You are very futuristic about it. And what do? You take advantage of it. That strategic opportunity and business. You understand? Another one could be customer requests. You understand? Let's say you are a manufacturer and you manufacture maybe this mouse. You are manufacturing this mouse, and people are requesting, okay, give us more now, give us more. Maybe in your first year you manufacture 20,000. In your second year you manufacture 30,000. You understand? These are demands because people are asking. They're asking for it. You understand? So another one is customer request, which is what I've just explained. Another one is advancing in technology, legal requirements, and of course ecological impacts. Then we have social need. Like most of these NGO jobs that you see is because of social needs. There is need for them. A lot of people have been displaced. They have been displaced from their ancestral homes. They need new homes. They need new source of livelihood, and that's where social needs will have to come in place. Then for the strategic opportunities and business needs, let me ask us, if I was making an example of this, so you are the first to come to the market, just like MTN, a benefit of first arrival. A lot of people have MTN line. So you are the first to come to the market and you produce this. In your year 1, you produce 1,000 pieces and you sold it. In your year 2, you produce 20,000 pieces and you sold it. In your year 3, you produce same 20,000 but you sold 15,000. What has happened? What has happened? What has happened? What do you think has happened? Okay. What has happened? You produce this. You are the first in the market. You produce this 10,000 pieces year 1. You sold everything. People were still demanding. In your year 2, you produced 20,000. You sold it. In your year 3, 20,000 you produced, but you sold 15,000. What has happened? Yes, that's the answer, but there's a word for it. You said?
There's a reduction in market demand.
Okay, there's a reduction in market demands. Okay, she's right, but there's a word. Yes. What has happened? We are producing year 1, we produced 1,000. Year 2, we produced 20,000. We sold everything. Year 3, we produced the same 20,000, but we sold only 15,000. What has happened? What has happened? There is now competition. Chinedu and Sons, they have discovered your mouse. And Chinedu and Sons have friends in China. And there is hardly anything that China cannot produce. Before you know, Chinedu and Sons container is already on the highway. Then it has entered the market. It has infiltrated the market. And that's why your demand has now dropped. But like I said, there is benefit of what? First arrival. If your strategic is good, if your business plan is good, you will remain the king of the market. No be so? There are people who want to buy milk. If no be pig milk, no be pig milk. There are people who want to buy Indomie. If no be, what's the name now? Super Power, Indomie. If not be Indomie, no be Indomie. Are we together? Yes. That's benefit of first arrival. Are we making progress? Yes. So these are the possible needs that will make organization to embark on projects. You understand? So all of these are needs and demand, representing opportunities, business requirements, and problem to solve issues. Then of course, what's the time? We still have just 15 minutes. I've just pleaded with the facilitator for data analysis to just hold on till 9:30. So I will just quickly want to take the two processes when it comes to initiating our project. Do we know that? Do we know them? Identify, develop a project charter, and what? Identify stakeholders. So at this point, I'll be very, very fast. You understand? We are not looking at the processes. I'll be very, very fast. So when organizations have found need, they have found demand, they do what? They embark on a project. So officially speaking, there are two things you need to do for you to begin a project. Yes. What are those two things? We need to come up with a document that authorizes the project. You will agree with me that you don't take verbal communication in a corporate world. Somebody is telling you, do this thing for me now. Is that legal binding? No, it's not legal binding. You understand? So in a corporate world, you don't just go and start doing things. You need to document it. It's not verbal. It's a very serious business. So it needs to be written down. Nothing happens in business if it is not documented. If it is not written, nothing happens. Do you understand? So please, be wary of verbal agreement. You understand? So it must be written. It must be a written communication to set action or initiative for it to be approved. Same thing applies to companies too. For them to go into a project, they need to initiate it. And that means they need to come up with a document. Right? They need to come up with a document. And that document is technically called the charter. That document is what? It's called the charter. So now we want to develop the charter. You understand? So now let's look at it. In an organization, who should approve the charter? Who should approve the charter? In an organization, who should approve? Who should authorize a project? Who should approve the charter? Who should approve the charter? If you notice, I've made mention of sponsor. I've made mention of, okay, have I made mention of MD CEO? Maybe I've not made mention of that, but I'm making mention of it now. Okay. Sponsor. I've made mention of donor, right? So those are the people that initiate. Those are the people that approves. Do we get it? Yes. If the sponsor they tell you, say, oh yeah, build me a car that can fly, he no give you anything at all. Can you do anything? No. If he no give you documents, say okay, I don't sign, I don't approve am. Start. Do you have a legal binding? No. Are we getting it? Yes. So the sponsor, the CEO, the MD does what? Approves the charter. Yes. But in developing the charter, does not mean that it is only the MD that does it. He may invite the project manager, he may invite one or two stakeholders to come, and they will develop the project, the charter together. And sometimes it may just be the only project manager that will do it. You just kind of go give Oga Siam, I don't do and finish. Check this one, check this one, check this one. Is it okay? Is it okay? Then he approves. So a project manager can also develop the charter. Are we together? But who approves the charter? The sponsor. Beautiful. Beautiful. So such documents, in other words, we call them memorandum of understanding, contract agreement, or contract documents. You must have heard of those things. You understand? There is I don't know if you will sign any agreements in your as you started your service. Is there any binding? That's your contract document binding you and NYCO. They call it the guidebook or something. I don't know if that's the book of life or something. You understand? So before you do anything, go and read that, so that you don't become is it Raya now? You know Raya? Or what's that name? Is Raya ba? You don't, I'm not, maybe you have not heard of her. Yes, I think she was the one that NYC was trying to show that they are in power. You understand? So those are the documents. So maybe she didn't go through to see. Welcome. Yes. Good morning. You're welcome. Yes. So what is the second thing we need to do for us to initiate our project? Is for us to do what? For us to identify stakeholders. For us to do what? Identify stakeholders. But you will be wondering, Why is identifying of stakeholder coming so early? Why are we identifying stakeholder so early? Is stakeholder not supposed to be something maybe when will call it okay? Why are we identifying stakeholder so early? If you remember, I mentioned it before that part of your planning process involves what? The stakeholders. Part of your planning process what? Involves the stakeholders. So the stakeholders needs to be in picture so that you will be able to plan properly. So that's why you are identifying them at the early stage. You understand? So on the charter, what should be on the charter? What should you write on the charter? In as much as you are the project manager, the sponsor needs to approve it, not so? So it means that if the sponsor does not approve the charter, work cannot start. But it does not mean that the project manager may not develop the charter, like I've rightly mentioned before. You understand? So there are some institutions that, okay, they will just go ahead, the project manager will develop the project charter, give it to the sponsor to approve. You understand? And there are some situations where the sponsor will call the project manager, come, okay, I've documented this is it. Go and go through. If there's any confusion, let me know. You understand? So now, what are the tools and techniques we are going to use in carrying out these two processes? Recall, one of them is our input is what? Business documents, agreements, the enterprise environmental factor, the organizational process assets. That's what EEF means. OPA, that's what it means. You're on the platform, right? Okay. Don't worry. After the class, we'll just solve all of that. You understand? So those are the inputs, right? So what are the techniques we are going to use in identifying, in developing our project charter? Data gathering, beautiful. What's another one? Expert judgment. What's another one?
Interpersonal and skills.
Beautiful. What's another one? Meeting. Good. What are we going to have at the end of the day? Project charter. Beautiful. So now let's look at the input. What are the inputs? What do I need to do to develop a project charter? Inputs. You need what we call a business document, which is actually of two parts. There's what we call project business case, in order for you to come up with the charter. Then you need to provide us with a case for the project. You need to make a case. Now you want to begin with, remember we have said projects are driven by demands and needs. So I'm coming to you now to tell you that we need to embark on this project. And you now tell me, this project will say, make we embark on, make a case. Make a case for it. You understand? Tell me why we should embark on this project. We all did the final defense in our project in school. Do you know what that defense is? You are making a case that my project will work. So in every business, when you are developing a project charter, what will happen? You will make a case. We'll come to what we call steering committee. There is this show that used to happen. I've forgotten the name now. It has to do with business. You come, you pitch your business, and they will tell you, okay, we want to buy small, enter your business. I don't know if you have been following that program. Something you come, you pitch your business. When you pitch, they'll begin to ask you questions. Then they will answer, okay, I'm going to buy so unit at so amount. It happens. Maybe when I get it, I'll publish it on the group so that we can get a glimpse of it. Now, that pitching, what it means is that they are making a case for their business. Why they need you to come and invest in their business. So you do what? You make a case. It's part of your input. You make a what? You make a case. Then of course, when you have made a case and they are buying into the idea, there is going to be an agreement. Okay, I'm going to take 50%. Okay, I'm going to take 60%. You understand? There's going to be an agreement. Then of course, you also put in place enterprise environmental factor, organizational process, assets. Those are the things you also need to put in place. Have we done this thing before? What did we do to carry out this thing? You understand? Then what are the tools and techniques we are going to use to develop our project charter? Yes. When we talk about tools and techniques, please, I would just want to mention the expert judgment. Expert judgment here means go to the people that knows. Person wey don do am before, go meet am. Ask am, how did you do it? Expert judgment has nothing to do with age. In as much as there is an information from this person, go to that person. If I ask us here now, how many of us can recite state and capital? Very, very easy. How many of us? Can you recite state and capital without mistake? Shall you see? But when you go to these our toddlers, can they do it? Yes, they can do it. So when it comes to expert judgment, it has nothing to do with age. Go to the person that can give you information. Go to the person that will provide you with the necessary information that you need. One of the things that is killing us in this country is pride. This boy now, small boy now, why I will go meet him? Why be saying I will go meet Congo? Because say, bro, so you don't know this thing. That's, if you want to go far, you need to what? You need to take advantage of what we call expert judgment. If you look at your manual, you see that small boy with big mustache. You understand? So the concept behind this technique relies on individual. Yes. So if you get pride as a project manager, you need to do a drop out, because there are people who are more experienced than you, and you need to go to them. You understand? Now, what's the purpose of the charter? The purpose of the charter for us to have an objective related to the criteria, for us to be able to have our key stakeholders list, for us to be able to see our financial record and approve them. So what should be contained in the data in the charter is all of these things that are listed: project purpose, measurable project objective, high level requirement, and so on. You understand? Now let me just quickly rush to stakeholders. Find out who are stakeholders in your project. Why is identifying stakeholders something we must do at the beginning of our project? Why is stakeholder identification something we need to do at the beginning of our project? Why do I need to bother about stakeholders at the beginning of our project? One key reason is so that they can be very helpful in your planning process. I'm still mentioning that. So if you don't know them, you need to begin to identify them. Secondly, they help you to begin to engage with them from the initiation point. So identifying of stakeholders, what it entails, like I said, it also entails part of the expert judgment. You go find out from people that knows, so that you'll be able to take advantage of their knowledge and so on. So when you have gotten your stakeholders, that's when you can now say you have started your initiation properly. Now, you will not identify all of your stakeholders at once. You will not identify them at once. People who are in classroom, what are they called? If you have a classroom setting, people who come to the class, what are they called? Students, right? People in projects, what are they called? People in projects, what are they called? Say that again. Say it. Stakeholders. See, in this our class, anything where they your mind, talk up. You understand? Anything that is in your mind, say it. Because we are here to learn, and maybe when the one you now say is not correct, we'll now learn the correct one. So I painted an analogy. People in a classroom, what are they? Students. People in projects, what are they? Stakeholders. If you get one person where we say he's not bringing money to you, he's not making any influence, but the only thing he does is to sweep the complex. Is he a stakeholder? He's a stakeholder. But later on, maybe by next week, we'll be able to identify key stakeholders and non-key stakeholders. My time is actually up, you understand? So let me just finally wrap it up. During our clearance in school, there are some offices you went to for them to sign your clearance form. Throughout your 4 or 5 years in that school, have you gone to that office before? Do you see that not all stakeholders will be identified from the beginning? Some stakeholders will be identified them at the end of your project or towards the closing of your project. I don't know if we are getting it. Those of us online, I don't know if we follow. Yes. So thank you very much. This is where we'll stop for today on project management. Next week we'll continue from here.